Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're finally going to get into some Snowrunner. I have these railroad sections of track that need delivered, 6 different pieces, 6 different places here. So I thought we would take the A and K here and we'll kind of scout out and see what we think we're going to need to get these delivered. To make these I had to gather a ton of wood planks and steel beams. The wood planks I pretty much scavenged from all over the map, from houses. And the steel beams, there was a lot of side quests or side missions that would unlock. So it looks like we got 2 up there, fairly easy to get to. But yeah, there's a bunch of side missions to unlock warehouses and things like that. So once you unlock those, a lot of those had tons of metal rolls. And so then I just would collect the metal rolls, take them to the metal factory, and turn them into the metal beams. I think each track required, and don't quote me, but I think it was like 4. I think it was 4 planks of wood and 2 rails. So I think that's what it was. But some deep water right here. Probably won't come through here when the tracks, because that just might cause problems. But I know we can get up around there if we go a little bit further to the right back there. All right, there's another delivery point. So none of this really looks too bad to deliver them. Check out these last 2 up here. And we can just drive right down. So the tracks here, see how flat this is. First one's right here. That's not too bad to get to. It also doesn't look too bad to get to, so I don't think any of these are really going to be too awful bad to get them delivered. So we'll go ahead and park this right here. Then we'll go ahead and grab twin steer. Get one of these tracks loaded up. And okay, so this is 5-slot cargo. We will not be able to put the tracks on this. But luckily, I do have a 6-slot cargo trailer here. Hooked up to my P16. So we should be able to, no problem, get a track on here. I love driving this truck. Like, I realize it's not the strongest truck in the game at all, but I just love this truck. So much fun to drive, so. Okay, so there's one. Put that onto the trailer. I think we could probably stack some more of these on this for delivery. So let's go to the garage, and in here, let's grab the P512PF. It's our crane truck. We'll drive that over and load some more track on that trailer. Okay, let's see how well we can run this crane. I haven't really ran any cranes for a while, except for playing Roadcraft, and I know this game's completely different, but put that a little bit higher. Get this over here. So the cranes in Roadcraft I find are a lot more responsive. Maybe a little too much at times. I think somewhere between Snowrunner and Roadcraft would probably be a little bit better. Roadcraft might be a little too fast, and Snowrunner's definitely just a little bit too slow. And that's 2 loaded up here. Surely we can get another one on there. Pick that one up. Get it loaded quick. Alright, and that's 3 loaded up. So let's see how the trailer handles 3. Never stacked these up before. Honestly, I don't overstack hardly any cargo. I just make more trips, but it seems like something you can definitely stack a few more on top of. I'm just not sure exactly how stable it will be, so we'll drive it here and see how it works out. Like I said, man, P16 is so much fun. I really like the Pacific trucks. I like driving them. But I really, really enjoy using this truck. It doesn't have 4-wheel drive, but, you know, it gets around pretty dang good. Highly recommended. Hey, and it looks like we are going to have to manually for these. So go ahead and restore our crane, and we'll drive this over there and get it unloaded. Okay, got our first track up to the crane. Just got to get into position. Drop it on the track and get this repaired. Looks pretty good. Okay. Oh, probably cargo management. Okay, now unload. Perfect. That's 1 fixed. And let's move on to the second. At the second, that up and install second set of track. A lot of times I skip over nighttime in this game, but sometimes it's just, I don't know. I like the ambience, I like the atmosphere, and it's just light enough to see with that nice full moon, so. Now if I can just get this track up without ripping off my fuel tank off the front of my trailer, we'll get this one installed. Then I think after we get this one installed, before we go deliver the third one I have, I think I'll go back and pick up the other 3 sections of track. This had no problem with 3 sections of track. It should have no problem with 4, so we'll go pick up the others and get the rest of them delivered. That should do it for that. Just loading up the last section of track now on the trailer. Sun's come up. Should make our job just a little bit easier. Get our crane restored. That way it's ready for us to come back and grab. Our truck from our trailer. Very handy. This trailer is very handy to have the extra fuel on it. Now we'll head off to the next delivery point. So when you play Snowrunner, do you like to overload the trucks and trailers? I hear many people like to do that. I just don't do it much. I might start doing it more. How about you? What do you do? Leave a comment down below on how you prefer to play. Alright, we should be coming up around the corner here. That muddy bog pit that I said we would try to avoid. So we're going to go a little bit more to the right. I might have waited too late to start turning. Back up just a little bit. Got to cut in right by this picnic table. Okay. Might take out the picnic table, but we'll try to save him the camper anyway. This pile of wood gonna take out my tire. Nope. We'll drive over. Sometimes this craziest stuff can just destroy your truck in this game. You just never quite know. But yes, I would say that was much easier than trying to get through the pit. Like, this would probably do it with the winch, but still no four-wheel drive or anything, and it's just kind of nice to stay on solid ground with it as much as you can. This next one we won't have a choice, but we should be able to winch through this no problem at all. We're still moving pretty good without the winch. Alright, so we're going to do the two more southerly points first, and we'll catch the other two on our way back up road. You know, these actually might be north, actually. I think that might be the north side of the map, so we'll go do the ones to the north first and hit the others. When we drove the scout truck down here, we went along the railroad tracks, but we're going to try to stick to the road a little bit more. Should be able to get in and out of the area fairly easily. This is the truck we used to scout with. Pull up here to this one first. Oh, used to roadcraft, and roadcraft you could easily bend that tree over and drive over it. That should get us close enough. Run up and go get our crane. Drive it down here and start getting these unloaded. Back at the load here. This should be... It's right here. I should be able to reach everything good. Make sure we get our anchors out. Because it's a little bit of a reach, but I think it'll be just fine. Manually attach this because it doesn't want to go to the top of the stack. Get this lined up. It doesn't have to be this close. It really doesn't have to be this close. I just like to try to get as close as I can. The camera angle isn't the best to work with. You gotta kind of guess where you're at sometimes. Like I said, that probably would have been okay, but I want to get a lane flat. Whatever. Moving on to number 4. Right, let's get this truck down to the next delivery point. Make sure we can get over all these rocks. Looks like a couple of big trees we could winch off of if we had to. So yeah, the cargo is riding fairly well. It's still bouncing, but it's not moving a whole lot. I don't know if it's a weight thing. I'll have to later on. I'll have to test out some other stuff. Okay, another easy offload. Manually attach this track. That looks about perfect. Boom, 2 left. Well, we might as well drive this up there, but first we'll get some fuel out of the rest of our tank we have there on the trailer. So yeah, this has been fairly simple job here. Probably the worst part was collecting all the material required for it. It was nothing compared to all the material and deliveries were required in the Yukon. Holy cow, that just got to be a bit much. I should have stacked some cargo. I didn't stack anything on top of each other for any of the Yukon deliveries, which is probably crazy, but I usually didn't have like a crane truck with me or didn't have a crane on my truck. I tried different large trucks pulling the 8-slot semi-trailer, and there's where I discovered the 6-slot trailer with the fuel was just much better. So that's really where I started using that trailer at, but that was so many loads. Did have some help a couple times. I had some other members of Rocky Mountain Reload come over and help with a couple of those deliveries. But definitely could have used more. But yeah, it was just a lot. So we'll back this up. Might be able to just kind of get a U-turn going right up over there. Back up enough. Might have to take out the fence over there, but it's positioned enough to make it through here. This trailer doesn't really seem to have the hang-up point some trailers do. Some trailers might have like a fender that sticks out further than the wheel, and you'll get it caught on something, and man, it's really, really annoying. Yeah, I don't get this trailer hooked up on too many things. The deck is pretty much right with the wheels there. I'll finish driving this up there, and we'll unload these final two and get this mission over with. And we are here. Get this pulled up aside here. And I can see both delivery points from here, so just about have this wrapped up. So this is the Wisconsin map. Like I said, this is the second map in there, Grainwoods River, DLC 3. I guess where I'm going with this, this is not really what Wisconsin looks like. At some points you can look around and it's very mountainous, but yeah. But I don't think a lot of the places they pick are spot on. They use a lot of creative freedom in the game, which I'm all for. Make it more interesting, because this map is beautiful. It's definitely one of the favorites I've been on. I really like the way this and the Yukon look. Just a lot of fun. Fun to explore and drive around on. I'm not looking forward to the next map. DLC 4. A mirror, something like that. Heard it's pretty difficult, which is fine. But me personally, I know it's going to be ironic because the game is Snowrunner, but I don't love the snow. I like a mix, or I like it to look kind of like this, so a lack of snow on the maps is definitely fine for me. I do look forward to getting through DLC Year 1 and moving on to Year 2. Go. this will be the last track. It's pretty good. Get a little bit closer to the ground. Should do it. Soon enough, cargo trains will start arriving and we can ship out timber and paper products. Well, perfect. Well, that wraps up this first episode of Snowrunner gameplay here on the channel. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a like. If you want to see more content like this, go ahead and give me a subscribe. We'll be playing American Truck Simulator, Snowrunner, Roadcraft, some farming simulator in the future. I don't have any plans for that just yet, but the next episode looks like we're going to be looking for some sequoia trees to deliver, so that should be interesting. I have done 0 logging in this game as of yet. I generally play a map and I leave the logging missions. That way I have a reason to come back to a map. So looks like we will be getting some sequoia logs the next time we play. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.